Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another reading. I took a few days to change the whole setup, but also to clean the energies. And today it's a Jupiter day, so Thursday, and I'm thinking to do a general collective energy check reading to see like where the collective stands right now. Okay, let's start the reading with some oracle cards to get the general energies for the time being. I'm gonna start with not three, but 5 cards. Maybe number 3. It's of importance for someone. I'm gonna start with 5 cards. The first card here in the middle is gonna be representative of the self, the higher self, but the self is my idea. We're gonna do 1 card here for our shadow, and that's all I got up to now. We're gonna see on the way. So self and shadow. Okay, let's start with a card representing the self of the collective. The self is the seer. I kept seeing this card even when I unpacked the deck, even when I was playing now with the deck. So number 27, the seer. So the general collective now, it's all about the seer and about seeing things clearly. It is a time of revelations, of things coming to light, especially the things that have been buried in the deep for a while. Okay, let's do 1 card for the shadow. So the self is represented by the seer. The self sees clearly. I keep going to her pendant here, and it takes me to emerald, but also to jade. And I'm going to talk about a bit about Brazilian, I think it's a Brazilian TV series, The Clone. And there was this Arab lady there. Her name was Jade, so Jade. And she had this necklace. She received it at her birth, and it was like her talisman. In the position of the shadow. Okay, in the position of the shadow are number 17 and 18. The medicine woman and offerings. So the general feminine energy the shadow, it's taking the face of the medicine woman offering. So this card takes me to the age of Aquarius. And it's the medicine woman. Something maybe about the medicine industry, but it's the medicine woman. And the offerings in this picture is also a lady portrayed. So the offerings of the medicine woman are the shadow right now. Okay. Let's see here. So if this is the higher self, let's take 1 card to represent spirit here. The spirit in you, the spirit in me, the spirit in... So Rastafari, I've met an Uber driver, and he was Rastafari. And he taught me this saying, God is in me, God is in you, and God is between us. And all around us, of course. But he was saying this, God is in me, God is in you, and God is between us. Okay, Okay, let's see one card for the spirit. The fern. Okay, number 9. 27, it's also a number 9, but it's split it in 2 and 7. So spirit is here represented by number 9, the fern. Spirit gets split at the level of the self. But how is it split? In the position of the spirit here. Okay, now, so we have self, spirit, shadow. So it's S, S, S. Spirit, self, shadow. And the solar system, I see that is like a double S, but this is the triple S. And something now with the triple S, and I see it like 999 or 666. Something with these numbers. Okay, let's see what card. Here and here. I want 2 more cards here. So, in the shadow, the offerings of the medicine woman. Is it talking about our current medicine, maybe? About maybe some. Because now I see in the shadow like all the natural treatments, like all healing modalities that are being kept in the shadow for this pharmaceutical industry to keep going. And now I'm thinking of all the rituals using plants or herbs or teas or all the rituals like the soma, the nectar of the gods. Okay, let's see here. Let's focus now. So we have the self. Let's do here on the right side, anima, representing the feminine, and animus on the left, representing the masculine. Okay, on the right, anima is represented by the spirit of the east and soul loss. So anima is the part of the feminine part of the soul, let's say here. Soul loss. So the anima, the feminine part of the soul, is experiencing a loss. The spirit of the east. I'm thinking of the wind from the east. I can't remember the name. Maybe Eurotus or something like that, but I can't remember the name of the wind in the east. The spirit of the east. With some soul loss. The spirit of the east with this card I associated with the spirit of air. Feathers, air. This is a mental loss. And again, number 29 and 30. So 17 and 18. And it's the feminine here, the medicine woman. So the feminine in there. So this imbalance of the anima has created a possession of the shadow. This possession of the shadow is represented by the repression of natural treatments and healing modalities. And it is connected to a loss that the feminine part of the soul has experienced at a mental level with number 30, spirit of the east. birds because these feathers here. So I see the birds and the spirals and birds. It's something like spirals and birds in the feminine's hair. So the hair of the something with the hair for the feminine, but also for the masculine, represents first of all wisdom. It's been talked a lot about the hairs being a channel for the information. There are some cultures where they don't cut the hair. And now the story of Samson and Delilah. Okay, let's go on and see how the masculine is balancing this loss. Karmic debt. So it was this loss, it was a karmic debt for the feminine, for the anima. These tattoos, these ritualic tattoos on these hands. Okay, let's see a card or two or a card for the masculine. Drought. Mm-hmm. The feminine has brought the drought, the desert. The desert I very much associated with the masculine because it's all about fire, losing control and burning everything to the ground. Not only everything to the ground, but also burning and the ground up to these little grains of sand. So the feminine element is missing in this masculine lens. I feel like saying, so this lady here, it feels like she migrated from the feminine side because of all this. She's tearing, but she's like seriously tearing. It's like a waterfall of tears. And maybe this waterfall of tears has brought so much water to the feminine, to the anima, that she almost drowned. And her salvation was to migrate to this masculine side. Masculine side, which was undergoing this drought. But the feminine is not bringing water. She's standing there, but she's not bringing water. So the feminine, even though she migrated, so due to this soul loss, the feminine has left the building. And she comes here, she appears here now. But we can't see her face. And she's not bringing water with her. Did she consume like all the water here? The cell sees. Again, the spirals here with the fern. Let's do some tarot cards. I keep going to these two cards. The offerings of the shadow. Okay. We're starting with the spirit. When the spirit becomes, not becomes, when spirit takes the form of self, it's split it into these two parts, the anima and the animus. As a result of this split, there's light and there's darkness. together, light and darkness combined, you get the shadow. So the medicine woman comes from this desert, and the offerings of water come from the east. Okay, let's see some tarot. Let's see for the spirit. For the spirit of Fern. One tarot card. So in this story, the spirit represents unity. It's like in the Fibonacci thingy. So it's 0, then it's 1 spirit, then it's 1 spirit again. But this is the physical manifestation. This is the energetics. And in the energetics, the 4 of shells, the 4 of water, soul searching and reevaluation. So spirit took the form of the self, of the incarnated self in this general collective story, due to some soul searching, some reevaluation. Okay. Let's see now a card for the self, for the spirit incarnated. Okay, many cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. We're gonna check them, but then I'm gonna shuffle again. I'm gonna take 1 card. So the page of earth, the 9 of air, the chariot, the 2 of feathers, awakening, and the king of acorns. Okay, so the page of earth. The self took the form of the page of crystals. It was the soul search had something to do with new ideas, but like ideas from the ground level, earthly ideas, physical ideas, and the reevaluation was concerning the discipline of the spirit. Ideas to get a new perspective with the 9 of feathers, and discipline towards self-empowerment. Discipline, so the word discipline appears again and again. Discipline, decisions, direction, and this renewal, this reevaluation, renewal, soul searching to get new ideas for this, what perspective? With the king of acorns, the king of wands, innovation, ideas and innovations. Okay, let's get just 1 card. 1 card. 1 card for the self. The Hermit, contemplation and wisdom. So we had all those cards, 6 cards, a very clear mission, but and again number 9. But the self here, instead of, okay, so recently I was watching this short movie, and it was talking about how this earthly ground are not built to encourage enlightenment and the release from the matrix. It's basically built to perpetuate this cycle of incarnations. And I feel like the self in here, instead of completing all these tasks that would have just kept the self in the wheel of samsara, instead decided to adopt this hermit position and reunite the 2 and the 7. The 2 representing the feminine and the 7 representing the divine masculine. But here, with number 8 dropped, so with the feminine coming into the picture of the masculine, it went from the 7 to an 8, and it got burned to the ground. It became barren lands, I think they're called. Deserted lands. There you go. Because of this bold, after some contemplation, this wisdom, a bold decision, but also a wise one. Because this self sees. Okay. One card for the feminine. Let's see here with the tarot for the feminine, because everything started in this story in the East, with the spirit of the East, with the wind of the East. And I'm going now to this story of with the Sumerians, I think it's called, where Tiamat goes berserk. And Marduk, so the 2 of acorns, and one card. I want to take the card from the ground. One card just went to the ground. The Fool. Okay. So Marduk, I think he has the 4 winds, and they make other 3 ones, so that he can start this battle against Tiamat. So the 2 of acorns and the Fool. I feel like these 2 cards are not explaining, but are giving the advice. So with the Fool, it's not, it's explaining. 2 of Wands. I see this card as the 2 of Wands. So the Fool. The Anima, as the Fool, started this journey into the land of the Animus. It was a karmic debt. Let's go to the beginning. It was karmic debt with the 2 of acorns. So the masculine in this story is the one who benefits from this karmic debt. I mean, benefits in an obvious way. Okay, with the 2 of acorns, with this card, the 2 of acorns, and this eagle. So both characters here are flying. For this character, I see the Capricorn in here. Maybe I don't feel any particular Capricorn energy, but I feel like the Capricorn, like an individual Capricorn energy, but I feel like the earthly energy. It feels like if air comes down to the ground, because if both these cards, this represents the takeoff and this represents the landing. So the feminine, the Anima, took off as the fool seeking for adventure and potential. But during the journey, something. Okay, so this was not the stuff for the anima, for the feminine. The feminine, with the two of acorns, saw this drought in the land of the masculine. So the feminine, on her way, decided to descend to land. I want a card for this soul loss. I want to see the reason behind this soul loss. What determined the feminine to leave her lands? Not because of the whole watery situation she provoked in here. I'm thinking now to Noah and the story with the ark and so these waters were a consequence for the feminine crying so much. This is like so. It feels like we're getting with the story of Noah. So basically, it feels like this is the story of Noah, but this is a feminine Noah. But she cried so much in this story that she provoked the waters to rise. So what is this soul loss? Okay, so this soul loss comes from the land of the masculine. I mean, it's the eternal dance, of course. No, too many. Tower. So the house of God was stroken by a queen of crystals, by comfort. Eight of wands with five of crystals. The feminine did not feel protected and safe. She was looking for fulfillment. Two fulfillment cards, one after the other. The world and the nine of shells, the nine of water. Let's get one card. No, I want one card. One card. No, it's from the land of the masculine. I feel it. Yeah. The nine of crystals. Security and abundance. So it was something about the security here. It did not feel safe. The nine of shells. So the nine of pentacles and the nine of cups. Now I was saying about the 999, number 9. So number 99999. To a 9 here, but this is so 27 and 29. The spirit is a number 9. The self, it's a 27. The anima, it's a 28. Let's see, 29 plus 8, it's a 37, which is a 10. There's an extra something here. So it feels like this feminine doubled, like in number, like with the film, with the movie, with the clone. Okay, so the movie, the TV series, Clone, the clone. It's the story. It's in the desert. It talks. It's not a feminine that it's cloned in there. It's a boy that it's cloned. There was some news. I don't remember. Maybe 2012. No, 2012 for sure. Because I found it so interesting that the Maya calendar and this event were both targeting the 2012 year. There was this lady from I don't know what genetics company saying that they created the first human girl clone, and she was called Eve. And now with the story of the boy, it feels like a cloning here, like an extra. Let's go to the land of the masculine. See in here. The magician with 2 of crystals. So this masculine was not balanced. Due to the fact that it was not balanced, it did not adapt well to the visit of the feminine. Okay, and now with the clone, I'll keep going. If from the Bible, let's say Adam is the first genetically modified organism, and then from his rib, where there's a lot of bone marrow, let's say Eve, and not the girl from 2012, but Eve from the Bible. Actually, they're both clones. Eve from the Bible, let's say, is the first clone. In this story, it feels like the story of the Bible is the story of this little girl, Eve, the clone. And this clone, so in the Bible, it's also the world of the Father, the land of the Father. So Eve comes in the world of the Father, even in the garden. So the Garden of Eden, until Eve comes to the garden, it's inhabited by Adam and animals and trees. So Eve, the clone, comes to the land of the Father, the masculine. And let's see for the shadow, some tarot. 10 of feathers. Recovery and transformation with the 10 of swords here. I feel like saying these offerings, that the natural medicine is going to come out of the shadow. All these things that have been kept in the shadow, well, no more with the 10 of swords. And with the 10 of swords, so it's everything at a mental level. I feel like the mental of the collective, it's reaching its end. And it's beginning this recovery. So the end of the transformation. The transformation in this case was from 9 becoming 2 and 7, transforming back again to a 9, which the self here has chosen to do. It is the end of the cycle. The snake. The snake representing Lilith in the story of the garden. So the shadow, it's Lilith. This is Lilith. The clone, it's Eve. Eve migrates to the world of Adam. In the world of the demiurge, the manly creative power. Okay, let's do more cards. Okay. That card just popped. So we're just taking this card, Sanctuary. So just this one card. The Peacock. And I feel like saying this lady is wearing a snake on her head. Freedom and compassion. Compassion for the feminine, for the animal. And freedom to the masculine. Freedom from this clone. Because this clone, this Anima clone arriving here, Oh, so this is why. So this is the truthful feminine, and this clone. So it is not the truthful anima that has migrated to the land of the magician. It is a clone. Oh gosh. Okay, I get it. I feel like doing this deck. The Mystique of Magdalene. The deck is called. If I've been talking about the Lilith, Eve, okay, I feel like saying Virgin Mary, Mary Magdalene again with the feminine. Okay, let's get a few cards. For this one, I'm just gonna let the cards pop and we're gonna see as they come how we feel about them. Okay, so the first card, the Queen of the Sun. Number 39, nothing is lost that cannot be found. So the masculine has lost its connection to the feminine. When this feminine clone appears to the land of the masculine cannot remember the connection. So it's not broken, he just forgot something in there. But nothing is lost, nothing is truly forgotten in here because the light is up, so the sun is in here. So nothing, with the Queen of the Sun, nothing can be forgotten in here. Nothing is lost that cannot be found. I feel like saying, so the masculine, the animus, in this reading, with this freedom, he feels imprisoned in a way. So this clone, the way he can intuitively maybe understand that this is not the real feminine, is that he feels imprisoned. Okay. I want to see this last card. Song of Songs. Express your love with the two. There it is in there. Let's see. Another card from the Mystique of Magdalene. Because I feel like taking these feminine energies. So blessed be, like the bees. Incoming messages. Incoming messages from the Shekinah, okay? The truthful anima, the truthful feminine. So the truthful feminine will send some messages with the bees, some messages of divine destiny, reminding the masculine of its divine destiny. I feel the message is there. And the self is the sanctuary, the common sanctuary. I was saying I feel like taking feminine energy decks, like this one, the Mystique of Magdalene. Because this clone got here because of this soul loss, the truthful feminine experience. And this illusion, this clone, was produced by the feminine. And I feel like the feminine is the one that sees everything. But somehow now although the sun in there. All right? Some complicated business in here. Something I'm not getting yet. Okay, let's get more cards. this TV series keeps coming, and there's this song. Um, I think it's if I remember, I'm not sure. I think it's that one. So the whole the Song of Songs. Okay, that's a card with the Song of Songs. It was in the deck. I think the song is called Marcas de ayer, like signs from yesterday. Marcas, like yeah, marks from yesterday. And it says at one point, "Tell me if you still remember." And like only with touching your hands, I can reveal my heart, like my truth in this case, something like that. I don't know. I hear that song now. Okay, few more cards. Angel of Rosalind, behold the mystery. Behold the mystery. That some natural healing treatment, therapy that will come from the shadow. Replenish and recharge. Ren le bon. Replenish and recharge. Divine inheritance, positive flow. This feminine healing the masculine. But this never happened. This never happened because the feminine needs replenishing and recharging. But why? Why did she send that clone? Or how did that clone get there? I want some more tarot. No tarot. Okay, let's get more oracle. But still, like this energy from the feminine side. How did this? I mean, exactly like the story in the Bible. Exactly like Eve got here, and it feels like so. The story of Eve goes back to the mythology, for example, in Greek of Pandora. I wrote about these things in a few messages like lately about the Pandora, the Eve, and Pandora was created as a vengeance. Okay, let's see a few more oracle cards for the something that I don't see yet. For the something that the masculine is not seeing yet, the animus is not seeing yet. 3 cards, please, for the things that the masculine. So in the land of the masculine is the light of the sun. In the land of the feminine is the light of the moon. So here things are supposedly not clear, but here things should be clear. But because of the clone, it feels like the like with the story of the moon. So some are saying that our moon, it's like an artificial object that just came here. 2 cards: banish your demons and eternal love. Invoke the Agartha alliance and the beloved. Banish your demons. And there's a representation of a reptilian being. So all these low frequency beings, or for example, the devil, the archetype of the devil. There is an interpretation of the devil as being an opposite force to God. Of course, not as strong, but like troubling enough. it's actually just, in my opinion, so the devil, it is an invention of the humans for all our actions. So I don't think that like the devil is anything else that the human doing. It's not like I don't think in the existence of this archetype. I do see this archetype, but I think it's very much connected to our human nature. So it's not God and the devil and the human in between both fighting for the human. No, I think what I think. And one more card for the things I don't see. So this eternal love with the beloved, this eternal love, number 43, representing the masculine, but represents the balance when masculine and feminine anima and animus are in this loving position. But some demons, and it is the feminine banishing these demons. Are these demons, do these demons belong to the feminine? I would say so. And one more card for the things that I don't see. So let's give another interpretation. So eternal love sits behind these demons, these ideas that the feminine has created. And the third card, nurture the magical child, the shaman's child. So the child is the product of the man and the woman, of the connection between. So the child in this picture is, and with the white stack there, the child in this story, it's the product of the union of the eternal love between man and woman, between feminine and masculine, between anima and animus. The two holding hands again. Okay. I feel like taking everything close to an end. With these cards, I want to bring this, yeah. Let's keep this. I want to do another oracle deck first and keep this. I want to take one card and I want to read from the book because these are Australian animals, a lot of them, and I do not know a lot about them. And I want to also learn some stuff. Okay, let's take this deck because with these cards, everything took like this esoterical, and I want a mystical vibe, and I want to ground it a bit. A few more oracle cards, and then we're taking one final Australian animal wisdom card. Okay. Time. Time, it's masculine. So time, electricity belongs to the land of the masculine. But now I'm going to put it here in the middle. Because it's the sun in there and the moon in there. And I feel like saying it's time for this reconnection. Now I'm going to the brain. So this is the right hemisphere and this is the left hemisphere. And for so long, these two hemispheres have been out of sync. And now it's time for this to come in hemisync, in hemisphere sync. It feels like the story of the human brain in here now. So in the left hemisphere, there's a feminine clone. So that the left, the logical, rational, intuitive hemisphere thinks that it also has this emotional. But this is a clone. It's not the real emotional, intuitive aspect of the feminine. It is a distorted one. Because the appearance of this feminine clone in here. So let's say it was not a desert before with the medicine woman, but the appearance of this clone has suppressed and repressed the green of the medicine woman. And I feel like saying now, this is like what's coming if we don't do something about it. Like a feminine clone in the left hemisphere. And now it feels like the left hemisphere thinks that's unity and space here, time and space. Space and time. So formation, perception, dependability. That perception from the tarot cards, that new perspective, a new perception, that perspective brought this new perception. And now both parts know how it feels to be in the land of the other. Because now the feminine sits on the left in this card and the masculine on the right. And they understand that this dependability has consequences as influences of one another. Being dependent on someone means you're also influencing one another. And the feminine now will be able to stretch. The story with the Egyptian goddess Nut, I think she's called, stretching herself over the ground. And now, okay, now let's just take one card from this deck. And let's see. Wild Wisdom Australia. Okay, this is how the deck is called. From this one, we're taking one final closing card for this energy check collective reading. I feel like this energy here of the reading is very much describing the time that we're living now. This remembrance of the rational, of the something else. This remembrance comes from the so even if he thinks he has it, there's a remembrance that there's something more. Okay. One final card. I feel like saying like the animus in here, the masculine is the one who needs the support. Like the anima, I feel like the anima is still crying. So this is the soul loss. Okay? With this clone, but I don't understand it. Okay, so I don't understand it because I think of time as a chronological, as linear time. And this is why, because so I felt like the clone was a product of this soul loss. But no, the feminine, one way or another, the right hemisphere of the brain, let's say, or the feminine, the anima, has produced this clone. And this clone has migrated to the land. Okay, it's like this is the meter, this is a Persephone, a clone of the Demeter, and it's going to the land of the manly man, of the masculine. Let's see one card. The black cockatoo, rain magic. Again about rain. Okay. I'm participating in some courses, and this weekend we had this drawing seminar, and we started with a meditation upon rain magic. And in this exercise, you could picture rain as cold or warm, as healing or as aggressive. And the black cockatoo here with rain magic. So this rain in here, it's magic. It's bringing some sorts of magic. Okay, let's see. There's the black, not blue, black cockatoo. So voice, emotional and spiritual freedom. Rain gods, change, inner beauty. You always know when these beautiful birds are around. They are not afraid to use their voice. Is there an area in your life where you need help communicating? I feel like the feminine needs some help communicating now. Call on black cockatoo energy to help express your emotions. Effective communication and speaking your truth will help you attain emotional and spiritual freedom. Black cockatoo also encourages you to explore your creative side. So the masculine is encouraged to explore the creative side. This Garulla's parrot has flown in to remind you of your inner beauty. Aimless conversations build emotional connections. When you find and use your voice, you inspire others to express themselves too. When black cockatoo screeches overhead, rain is on the way. Rain is on the way. As a spiritual metaphor, black cockatoo reminds you to water and nourish your spiritual side. To water and nourish your spiritual side. This feels like such a mix up of, it feels like this is the spiritual side, but it's interpreted like in this one, but it's like such a mix up. Turn up the volume on your passion and purpose by chatting about your interests, dreams, and loves, and encouraging your friends to do the same. Call on black cockatoo energy when you have trouble communicating, when you feel down or depressed, and to unlock creativity. Advice: speak your truth fearlessly. The throat chakra, the color blue, and mantra: I speak and know my truth with ease and confidence. I am more I am worthy of creating a passionate and purposeful life. Okay. I don't feel it's closing now. I feel like putting this card here on this side. And let's take one for the feminine too. Because in there we had enough rain. But in here, rain is much needed. It's time for some rain in here. And here, let's see what it's space for. One more card. I'm thinking whether to read for this one too or just... Okay. I'm going to read for the pelican. Enjoy life. So in this space, some joy of life. The joy of life. So the wombat, inner child. Gangan cockatoo, another cockatoo. The mountain spirit, and the dingo with the inner journey. Inner journey and inner child. Okay, and I'm gonna read for the pelican as well. So in here, it's time for some rain, for some emotional and spiritual connection, but the real one, not a fake one, not a cloned one. True connection, like not pharmaceuticals, but natural healing medicine. Pelican, enjoy life. Let's see the pelican and Now I feel now I feel like we're going to the end of this reading. So the feminine needs reflection, direction, like good direction, balance, wisdom, nurture, and forgiveness. Forgiveness. This word has for that soul loss. It feels like this soul loss. Okay, it happened, but the feminine had trouble forgiving, and this is due to this difficulty to forgive. This clone was produced. Pelican asks you to spend more time near the water. Life can easily get chaotic, so this is a gentle reminder to make time to find some balance. Are you constantly putting yourself last? Being kind and gentle are great attributes, but don't let these qualities burn you out. You can pour in the connection of the animus to the anima. I feel like this is how we got uh, the feminine to start crying, because the water was necessary, because these qualities burned the masculine out. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't pour from an empty cup. So the feminine started crying, as the saying goes. Pelican also brings a reminder to connect and spend time with family or chosen family. In your career, Pelican asks you to build rapport with your coworkers. To build rapport. I don't know how to read rapport. Okay, to build connection with your coworkers and contribute to a team-friendly environment. We spend so much time at work, whether at home, on site, or in an office. Maybe this is like the office as this is home. Make the most of that time by nurturing yourself and others through encouraging and supportive words and deeds. Is there an area or person in your life that needs your forgiveness? Mm-hmm. So the masculine needs this forgiveness. Well, the masculine should, it feels like saying, so the masculine, if he wants this forgiveness, he should start working for it. I mean, there's not much working here, but like, he should travel to the land of the feminine, but it feels like the fire is afraid to come to the water. Okay. Is there an area or person in your life that needs your forgiveness? Pelican is a sign that it's time to let the past go. Regain your power through forgiveness. This also applies to yourself. If you are seeking forgiveness, forgive yourself first. Okay, feminine. So the anima needs to forgive herself first. Herself first. Call on Pelican energy to find balance, for finding no, for help finding time to relax, for connecting to your inner strength, for help forgiving someone or a situation. Advice: the universe has your back. Know there is abundance for everyone. The base chakra, the color red, and is it okay? It is okay to put myself first. Yeah, the feminine did not put herself first. It put the masculine first. So it feels like this is the reason why she built this clone. But building this clone, she took a part of herself in order to build this clone. And now she needs this part back. I understand now. Okay, this is the last thing I got. So the feminine, when she cloned, but why was she afraid? So he was afraid, but why didn't she was not afraid? Or was she? Because I said, why was she afraid? Fortitude, motion. Was she afraid with the wind of the east? She will not have the right motion, the right wind, or was it just because of her expectation? Okay, one last card. One last card from the deck that we started with. Just like it feels like, so for this part of the feminine of the right brain, it feels like if the right hemisphere just made a little part and got here and it was like a virus in there, and it burned the masculine side to the ground. Just one card from the deck that it all started with. One final card. Because I took the story a bit further, and now it feels like the energy wants to force tears. Number 11. Very much similar to the fern. I'm not keeping this one, it's just timidly made an appearance. The forest tears. The forest tears with the soul loss. This emotional, so in here it's drought, in here we have so much water. But this clone should have brought some water. Instead, it brought drought. One final card, okay. One final card. So, okay, one final card. First tears. And we had that 9 and 11 at one point. I said something about 11. This character is masculine, and this character is feminine. So I'm taking this one for the shadow, and this one from the spirit. So shadow and spirit incarnated in the self. And this is how, okay. And another card here. But let's just put these two characters together and one card underneath them. One final card. One closing card. The shift. It is the shift now. It is the shift, okay, of the masculine. So now the masculine, it is the shift. So the sun was supposed to be the light of the night, and the moon was supposed to be the light of the day, because during the day it's already light, so the light of the moon is perfect for the day. During the night it's dark, so the sun is perfect to light up the night. But something happened. The sun was scared of the dark, so he did not want to go in the night. And the moon sacrificed herself and went instead of the sun. But now it's the shift. It's the return of each element, masculine, feminine aspect, the return to the right position. Okay, this is it. The return to the right position. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye-bye.